So, I don't know much about you, but let's start off with where you're from, what part of the country you're from.
Absolutely, yes. So I'm from and located in Louisville, Kentucky. We've started up our operation here in Louisville. I know we don't have a big, worldwide renowned following of barbecue here in Kentucky, but we're trying to change that every day.
Okay, sweet. Um, Smoke fried. Explain the names. I'm assuming that's smoke fried, or what's the?
Yeah, so it's a play of on smoked and fried. It's kind of a combination technique that we didn't actually pioneer it or whatnot, but a little bit of my background. I'm in digital marketing by trade, and part of my background also goes into domain names. So a few years back, I had a buddy recommend that we smoke and fry a turkey. We did it. It was phenomenal. So we kind of just pledged our allegiance to the name by buying the domain name and just building out a website. Originally, we started out as just a blog site, kind of dedicated to barbecue and different aspects of the culture. And now we've kind of grown into full-fledged e-commerce and competition and a little bit of street vending as well.
Okay, sweet. Um, Let me see. Go ahead. Trying to get my volume up a little bit.
I know.
So, uh, what's your niche? What's your specialty? Are you a backyard guy? Are you competition?
So we actually, my brother and I, we build smokers. We started out building them for ourselves. Then we started building them for family members. Now we're actually shipping them across the country. So, I think the specialty question, I think it's a loaded question. I don't really think we have any specific specialty. We're ingrained in the culture in general. If I had a favorite thing to do, it's going to be briskets. But we've dabbled in competition. We dabble in a little bit of like street vending at various parades, fairs, and happenings around our city. And of course, we go into the smokers. We sell a line of barbecue rubs. So we have four different barbecue rubs. We also have a line of smoked essential ingredients. So we have smoked garlic flakes, smoked onion flakes, smoked red pepper flakes, smoked black peppercorns, four variations of smoked sea salt, and even a variation of smoked cane sugar. So we're kind of spastic. We're all over the place. We just love barbecue in general. So yeah.
Right on, man. That's pretty interesting. Most of the guys I've interviewed so far have been mostly backyard cookers. You hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hear me fine? Okay.
Yeah. I would say
most of them have been backyard guys, so it's kind of cool that I get to interview somebody else that is.
Yeah. No, in full transparency, we're definitely, me myself, I'm a backyard guy. I just had to kind of justify the time and money that I was spending on barbecue with the wife and the family. So we started to, come up with some product ideas, and so far we've been able to sustain. So
yeah, I feel you there. I mean, there came a certain point where I wanted to buy goodies, and in order for me to justify that to myself, I had to start bringing in some income with it,
Exactly. Yeah. It's even cooler because with our build outs now it's like we're really kind of hitting a stride as far as being able to build whatever we can imagine. We moved into a 2,000 square foot shop about a year ago, so we've kind of been cutting our teeth with turning that into a full fledged operation. But it's been really neat to now, we don't have to go and buy smokers. We can just build, pretty much whatever we can imagine.
Right. You there?
I'm still here.
All right. Sorry about that. Man,
No worries at all.
there was nobody in there, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
15
it's,
showed
well,
up.
you know, with this whole pandemic, it's what state are you in there?
I'm in California.
California. Okay. Yeah, you know, it's so crazy seeing you know, these places open back up here locally. You know, it's yeah, it's an interesting time to say the least.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Very interesting. Just the way different places have to open up differently with different guidelines and things like that. What are some of the ways you're adjusting?
You know, the biggest thing that I've kind of had to adjust to is the meat, the meat prices. You know, it looks like they're starting to kind of trail back off and go back to the, you know, normal ranges. But
Okay.
one thing that, you know, I never really got into was freezing meat. You know, it was just, I guess, one of those things I might have picked up off of a barbecue pitmaster show or something, and just pledged allegiance to that notion that I wouldn't freeze meat. And so here lately, for a few different reasons, I've actually gotten into freezing meat, and you know, it turned out to be really kind of a blessing in disguise. Like this whole pandemic has really challenged the way that we do a lot of things. Even, you know, at our shop, we're actually building bigger and better stuff now because we don't go to the metal supply center anymore and pick it up by hand. We actually have trucks deliver it to us now. So that's put us into a whole different ballpark as far as you know, size and stature of what we can come out with. And
Okay.
then, you know, with the frozen meat, it's like, you know, it's just cool. It's something I never did before, and you know, it
Right.
allows for a little bit more capacity and flexibility on things. So
So what are some of your
trying to take.
what are
Right.
some of your early day smokers that you used, you know, when you first got started?
So believe it or not, my brother, he started building 55-gallon barrel drums about 10 years ago. The very first barrel drum that my brother built was the very first smoker that I owned. It was a piece of junk. His work was really good, but the material, he made it out of the thin, you know, I think it's like 16 gauge steel, so it's, you know, nearly paper thin steel, and the legs were made out of repurposed bed frames. Not
Okay.
repurposed. They were just bed frames straight up and down. I like
Wow.
to say repurposed because, you know, now we use repurposed air tanks, but these were just straight up and down bed frames. So it's just bad news all
So
around.
are we
But
talking UDS style, or are we talking the other way, like split in half, open up, like
yeah,
the?
split in half, horizontal,
Okay.
you know, offset fire in one corner of the barrel. And after about, you know, 18 months of use, that one side, the bottom, just completely burned out. And believe it or not, it actually created much more efficient airflow in this thing. So, you know, I got about another, you know, 2 years of use out of it with a big gaping hole in the bottom of it. And
Right.
I'll tell you what, you know, I turned out some of the best barbecue I could imagine back in those days. Just, you know, I couldn't sleep. You know, you have to really babysit the fire every, you know, 45 minutes, or else you're one way too much, or, you know, way too little.
Right.
So yeah, so that was, you know, kind of the start. And then you know, after I was able to build a little consistency, I started to get into some local competitions and won a couple of competitions around here in Kentucky. And that's where the SMOFRIED brand kind of developed back in 2016.
The what brand again?
SMOFRIED.
Oh, SMOFRIED. So is that an actual brand of a smoker?
Yes, yeah. So we have smofried.com as our website. So we
Okay.
actually have a line of. I'm sorry.
Have a great day. No, I said okay.
Yeah, so we have a line of we have 4 different smokers. So we, like I said, we repurposed them out of old air tanks.
Okay.
So we have a 60-gallon standard flow and a 60-gallon reverse flow, and we also have an 80-gallon standard flow and an 80-gallon reverse flow.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, we're
Offset.
you know,
Offset style.
offset, all of them offset.
Okay.
So like I said, with my
I
brother,
think I recall
he's
what
been.
you guys are doing now. You guys paint
I'm
them all
sorry.
black?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember seeing some of them now.
Yeah. My brother, we kind of both of us just joined your group here over the last few weeks. Getting
Oh,
some
the
really good interaction over there.
Offset Smoker of America group?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Man, so many people have joined since this thing started. This thing
Yeah,
started,
it's
and we were at about 1,000 people, and I think today we're about 6.2 or 6.3 thousand. I mean, every day, me and the other gentlemen that run that, we have to approve about 200 people apiece. It's crazy how many people, and
yeah, that's
we're
astronomical.
getting a lot of you know, other smoke individuals trying to pop in. I don't know if they think it's like an underground group or something, but you know, we get a lot of people that are into smoking other things besides wood. So it's kind of hard to filter that sometimes, but we
Yeah.
just ask for everybody's patience and help us, you know, let us know when somebody's posting a bag of weed or something on there, and
Yeah.
we'll take care of it.
Yeah, it's always a bad apple or two when it comes to these groups, especially when you're talking about several thousands of people, and it's been interesting over the last several years watching a lot of these groups, a lot of other groups that I'm part of take off. I've entered several groups where initially it's about 5,000 people, and then 12 months later you're looking at a membership range of like 50,000. So if we see 50,000 people across the country this interested and engaged with offset smokers, then that would be heaven for me. I'm a purist. I love my wood. I love my charcoal. We're advancing our product lines to incorporate more propane and some mechanized features to make people's lives easier. But myself, I'm a straight purist.
Okay. So take us through a little step on ordering a smoker from you guys. Say I want to buy a 80-gallon offset standard flow smoker. How would I do that?
Yeah, it's actually really easy. Like I said, I've got a background in digital marketing, so I've actually built our website. I've put the e-commerce functionality into the website. So if you just simply go to smofried.com, on the homepage there, you'll see all of the different pit options that we have. If you want to order like a standard pit option that we have on the website, you can just click on the more info button underneath all of them. Once you read through the information, make sure that it's a good fit for what you're looking for, because we do have all of the specs published. So all the grade sizes, all of the dimensions, stack size, firebox size, all those dimensions are there on the website. And down at the bottom of each product page is a form field. All you have to do is enter the information. We actually just got into an agreement we just negotiated a deal with a financing company called Affirm. Affirm offer financing for as little as $100 or about $100 a month on most of the units for several months. I think you can go up to about 60 months if I'm not mistaken. I think the terms are kind of contingent upon personal information, but yeah, you can get it financed or you can pay for it all up front. We're working on a few different features that'll help with some deposits and things like that, and also more custom options. We do full custom builds. You just have to have a conversation with us in order to get those processed. But the standard guys, you can just get those straight off the website.
Okay. And you guys deal with shipping? You guys ship out of state, or is it all like a pickup thing?
No, yeah. So we do ship across the continental United States. Most of the time, or most of the shipments that we've fulfilled so far have been in the southeastern portion of the U.S. So for which we'd use Southeastern Freight Lines. They offer us a really good deal to get it to pretty much any of these southeastern states. Otherwise, we typically go with R&L carriers. They do really good work for us. So we do have shipping pretty much taken care of. Usually our lead time is anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks, just depending on on kind of what we're stacked up with otherwise in the shop. Right now, we are running on a little bit of a delayed build out just because we're a little bit stacked up.
Cool. So what are some things you're looking forward to? You know, what do you want to kind of add to your lineup next? Where do you want to actually go overall with this?
So I've got a few different answers for that. So one, you know, when you said what am I looking forward to most, and not from a even product or a business standpoint, it's the people. You know, my favorite thing about barbecue is the ability to create something that can, you know, influence people's emotions internally, you know, literally, and not being able to have that interaction with people for these past few months, especially when this is, you know, this is the prime or the beginning of the season, you know, for us, and not being able to interact with the people during this time period sucks. So as soon as it's you know, okay for us to congregate again, you know, that's the thing that I'd say I'm probably most looking forward to for the right now. And then from a product standpoint, from a business standpoint, you know, I'm looking for different things that we can kind of really, you know, fully encompass the barbecue lifestyle and culture into. So the next big thing I want to do is lump charcoal. So, you know, from the group, I forget the guy's name, but he's posted some really incredible videos of himself making lump charcoal.
Oh yeah, and
so definitely
those barrel style cookers, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, like,
I thought
been
that
totally
was
intrigued with it. Yeah, I've been totally intrigued with it since I saw it just, you know, about a week or so ago. So, you know, that's been something that we've been looking into, kind of, you know, as a off base plan at some point down the road. But I think we can get a little bit more serious about that and perhaps get some SMOFRIED lump charcoal on the market here in the next year or so. And then the next big thing I really want to get into is you know, packaged goods or packaged food. So we want to, you know, get into smoking our meats and you know, vacuum sealing, throwing them in boxes with some dry ice and shipping them all over the country, just so that, you know, making it a little bit easier for people to enjoy what we have to offer. You know, if and when they don't want to do it themselves or if they don't have the resources to.
right. Nice. So what do you personally enjoy cooking the most?
Brisket.
Brisket?
Hands down. Yeah, I actually just had the chance to test out my first Wagyu brisket on Monday, and it was phenomenal.
Wow. Yeah. I did one. Man, it was really good. It was really good. They're pricey, but
yeah, well, it's weird. It's funny, kind of funny, but because I actually bought the brisket back in, you know, February or so. So it was about $8 a pound, and, you know, it was double what a typical prime brisket would cost me. So, you know, it's pretty fair, I thought. And you know, here lately, I've seen all the pictures of people buying, you know, choice briskets for what, you know, for more than what I paid for this Wagyu, and I'm like, man, you know, that's I guess that's one of the benefits of freezing meat. You know, unfortunately, I only got the one. You know, if I would have had any foresight, I would have went back and bought 3 or 4 of them. You know, when we had the opportunity to.
So with doing the brisket, are you a Texas style brisket guy? Are you Kansas City style? What kind of brisket are you aiming for? Method.
So a lot of what we do have a high regard for Texas style barbecue, just the basic, you know, coarse grain kosher salt, coarse grain black peppercorn, and maybe a little bit of garlic powder in there. I prefer a little bit more flavor and substance in the rub. You know, our brisket rub, the main 2 ingredients in it are Kona coffee and cocoa powder. So we blend that with the coarse grain kosher salt, coarse grain black peppercorn, because I think the coarse ground rub ingredients are really, where you get that big flavor penetration. You get those big flakes of salt flavor. You get the big, granules of black peppercorn flavor, as opposed to just the fine ground stuff. But yeah, so I don't know that I don't know that I have a certain regional association of brisket. I think, with barbecue being so universal, so worldwide, I never want to, close off the possibilities of what is out there just because of, a regional preference or a regional affiliation. And to kind of prove that, to kind of drive that point home, I actually did a set of plate ribs on the same day. And a while back, I made this Chicago rub. So it's like a Chinese barbecue rub. And like I had leftover short rib tacos for lunch, and I still have it going on, in my mouth because of the potency of the Chinese five spice and, some of those Sichuan peppercorns that go into that stuff. So
sweet. Nice. All right. Well, I guess just wrapping this up, give everybody your social media handles, if it where to find you, and all that good stuff. I want to make sure that these videos give plenty of spotlight to you guys. So let everybody know how to find you on IG, Facebook, YouTube if you're on that, your website.
Yeah, so the website is smofried.com. It's SMOFRIED.com. As you can see there. As far as social media, everything is SMOFRIED. Nothing else in the name. We are the one and only SMOFRIED.com. So it's pretty easy to find us on the Googles or on the social medias, on Amazon, and of course on our website. So looking forward to interacting with people, and I love talking barbecue, and I appreciate the time today to sit down and pick your brain about it, and looking forward to doing it again.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, thanks for being part of the CUD. Kind of something I'm getting
Absolutely.
off the boat here, so I'll go ahead and send you the links later, and you can share it with whoever you want.
Good deal. I appreciate it, Dan.
All right. Take care. Have a good day.
You do the same.
All right. You've seen it. That's episode 5 of the CUD. SMOFRIED. Pretty cool business. Pretty cool outlook on barbecue. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a good day.